AI actually helped me understanding thumbnails. But the interesting part is that over time you start developing your own judgment. And now the process feels totally different from where I started. I used to let AI design all my thumbnails. Now I sometimes disagree with it. And that change happened in 3 surprising stages. First, AI did everything. Then I realized how crucial thumbnails are for my videos. And now I design my thumbnails on my own with the help of AI, but I think AI is sometimes wrong. When I started my first YouTube channel, I had no idea how to design thumbnails. I have clicked on thousands of thumbnails in my life to watch YouTube videos, but did not know how to design them. I knew there should be a face on it and some text, but that was pretty much it. So when I discovered an AI agent specialized on creating YouTube thumbnails, I used it. I hoped AI knows what it's doing. I'm going to show you the first creations and the process as quickly as possible. Here you see 3 of early thumbnails that AI designed for me. I used 2 of them. The one with the blue exploding background I did not use, but it shows you how they looked. I thought they looked okay. They looked YouTubey. I used selfies from me with weird facial expressions and asked AI to do what it did. There's this website called Glyph that has lots of AI agents, and among them that agent that I have been using for thumbnails creation. And this is the prompt I put into my first thumbnail creation process. And I mean, you don't need to read it. It's just, I describe my channel, I describe myself, my life, and the name of the channel, and the video name. And it was not a good prompt. I learned to give better prompts these days, but that's how I started it. And there was a lot of questions from AI figuring out what I really wanted and needed. And then it asked me to upload a selfie if I want to use a selfie as my selfie. I did that. I uploaded this selfie. And then there were more questions. And then it came up with 2 proposals. There are the letters, the words are spelled wrong, or there are repetitions. The word after comes twice in the one picture and is totally missing in the second picture. And I had this weird smile on my face suddenly. I decided I want to work on that thumbnail with a flag in the background. I asked AI to add the word after before the 21, and it wasn't able to do it. Please put the word after before the numbers and remove the smile out from my face. It successfully removed the smile, but the word after was still not appearing. So I had it totally redesign the thumbnail. It came up with this version, and it took me a while to recognize that the word first was written wrong. It was first. So I asked it to correct it. It couldn't correct it for some reason. So I asked it to recreate again. It came up with another version. That's the next version. And suddenly the 21 years were 40 years. And I pretty much gave up on this one. This was a very short explanation how my process worked back then or didn't work. I'm going to show you that website now with that AI agent. This won't be a tutorial. It's just showing you how that works. And I'm going to actually create live the thumbnail for this video. This is the website where I found the agent that creates thumbnails for YouTube. It's called glyph.app. I leave the link in the description. This is the agent that I have been using, and I prepared the prompt for this and just pasted in here. And this prompt has been created with the help of AI. It is a visual concept, the style, how I want the colors, and what text to use and the format. And I also want to add my selfie with this. Where's my selfie? There's my selfie. And then I just hit go. And let's see what it creates. So you can see my description is quite specific. The program repeats if it understood me correctly. I think it does. There it goes. It is creating, and it takes a while. There it is. It's interesting. I wasn't sure what would come out of this. The colors are bright. It did what I wanted it to do. The thumbnails look really funny that it created. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. I'll download it just in case. At some point, I realized something uncomfortable. Thumbnails are not just decoration. They might be one of the most important parts of the video. So I decided to go with GIMP, a graphics program. Cool program. It's free. It's for professionals. Huge learning curve. Thank God, I love that stuff. But I thought, why not creating thumbnails on my own? Because you saw the process. It's clunky with this AI agent. There's constantly back and forth, constantly little glitches, things, errors, blatant errors that it can't seem to get rid of. Redesigning, new refining, then doing it over and over again. I thought, usually it took me 1.5 to 2 hours to come up with one thumbnail. Yes, I didn't have to use a graphics program, but I thought if I have a graphics program that I know how to use, I can create my own thumbnails within 1 to 2 hours without all these glitches, and I have more control over the thumbnail itself. So I use Glyph, and these are my first thumbnails I did in this graphics program. Surely not something you see often in YouTube because, of course, YouTube also checks thumbnails and how attractive they are, how much sense they might make, what the message is. And there are words on it, but otherwise there's no additional information or message here. These videos did not get pushed or tested at all. But I evolved and I created, the next one was this thumbnail, which is a little bit more elaborated with a selfie and a facial expression. I was going to share very quickly, again, no tutorial, this software GIMP, which I think is amazing to create your own thumbnails. This is GIMP, the graphics program that I use. And this is one of the last thumbnails that I created. And again, I still use AI to help me with ideas, coming up with ideas. Here, I uploaded my selfie. It was actually not only a selfie, it was actually really a picture made in my backyard. You work with different layers. Whoever already worked with it is familiar with that. You can turn the layers on and off. What I can do here is I can influence what is sharp, what is not sharp, and do I want to, for example, to make the letters pop better, I just darkened it behind the letters, not so much my face. These are things that I can influence on my own. AI is still part of the process. I ask ChatGPT for ideas, for visuals, and what makes most sense for the video. I upload the whole transcript into the ChatGPT in order to make sure that they both align, the video with the thumbnail. I build it in GIMP, and then I have AI to criticize it so that I can improve on this. Sometimes AI gives conflicting advice. ChatGPT in one conversation says first this and then that. And sometimes its suggestions just don't feel right. And I don't have huge experience, still not. I mean, I started my first channel in November, that's 4 or 5 months ago, and still sometimes didn't make sense. And my intuition just says something else. Here, this is one example. With ChatGPT and with GIMP, I designed this thumbnail. I wasn't convinced that this was right. The letters just didn't look right with the dots and the question mark, but ChatGPT was very specific and gave me ample of reasons why exactly the dots and the question mark are right. And I just, it didn't feel right. I had a conversation and disagreement with AI about it. And finally, we came up with this version. I think the former one version looked more attractive. I thought it brings the information quicker and just does the job better. I decided to use this thumbnail. I just have to go with my intuition sometimes. Which one of these two would you click? I would like to know that, to get some feedback from real human beings.